Ladies, gentlemen, folks beyond the binary, grab your husband, wife, partner, mistress, a van full of science homies, and gather around your radio. It's time for this week's meeting of the Erotic Thriller Club.
Not rude or crude, he's always tastefully nude. In this hardcore world, he's a softcore dude. His antithesis, mysterious and dangerous. And oh yes, they've got all the sexiest movies out on VHS. So if you're fatally attracted to the racier stuff, Erotic Film Club. Basically, instinctively crave the salacious. Erotic Film Club. If you want a racy movie and you're too classy for smut, Erotic Film Club. We can watch them and discuss them all ad nauseam. Erotic Film Club.
It's 1995, and after 30 years of trying to make contact with extraterrestrial life, Sir Ben Kingsley finally does it, but accidentally creates a horny fish out of water in the process. The alien escapes the lab and tries to fuck its way across Los Angeles. Can a ragtag group of science-ish pals stop her before it's too late? This week on the Erotic Thriller Club, Species. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's meeting of the Erotic Thriller Club. As always, Garrett Callender and Kit Ryan here.
And this is where we try to answer the genre's three most important questions. Was I aroused? Was I thrilled? And would I ruin my life for this person?
We're back in our Halloweenish episodes, our erotic horror-y things, both from 1995 so far. We started with
Great year.
vampires, and now we're on to aliens. Both of these movies are movies that I saw on the shelf as a child that I thought that seems too naughty for me, and I waited until I was 37 to see either of these movies.
And
Uh,
boy, do you regret that.
I kinda do, to be honest. This one with our one of the first computers we got, like, it was the first computer we got that had a DVD player, like, DVD players were brand new at that point, and in the packaging, they included a DVD that had scenes from several movies you could buy on DVD.
Mm.
Species was included in that. I would have been pretty young when Species came out, and the scene that was included was that pool scene.
Oh my god. Well, they knew how to reel them in, didn't they, huh?
So I knew that this movie would change me as a child, and I wasn't ready for that evolution of Garrett yet.
You know what? That takes a lot of introspection, and I'm honestly proud of you. That some part of you knew, like, if I see tentacles coming out of boobies, I'm not gonna be the same boy I was the day before, and I'm not ready for that.
No, and I've never searched any sort of tentacle porn in my existence, and
Hmm.
here we are at 37, it's my new thing.
Oh no, Garrett! I didn't realize that the change would still occur even post puberty. Apparently, you are still very fragile.
Yeah, my mind is like clay. It is, you can mold it however you want. I'm easily influenced.
Oh
I loved
boy,
this
oh
movie.
boy.
This movie was so fun.
It started off really fun with like a Predator type intro, and then next thing you know, the names that are being flashed across the screen. Ben Kingsley, what? Michael Madsen, Alfred Molina, Forrest Whitaker, H.R. Geiger. I was not expecting this many big boys in this
Yeah,
movie.
2 Academy Award winners, an Academy
Mhm.
Award nominee, and fucking Geiger. Geiger
Yeah,
that created the Alien and Aliens.
yeah. And if that one wasn't coded enough for you as about why female bodies are terrifying, here you go. Have this one instead. This one might make it a little clearer.
I loved this random team of scientists, clearly, because I mentioned them twice in the intro.
I wrote them down as a crack team of oddballs or weirdos.
Like, it's funny that they treat Michael Madsen, because Michael Madsen is, it seems like they needed, like, a Will Smith and Men in Black character
Mhm.
to be there to help fight the aliens, while the other scientists just willingly accept this information so quickly.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and they say, "You is the only non-scientist," to Michael Madsen, when there's a guy, Forrest Whitaker, whose power is to just, like, he knows what people are feeling. Like, they treat him like a sidekick, certainly not one.
No, he is a scientist, and his science is the science of feelings.
He's not though, is he? Like, does he have a science job?
I have no notion. It's not made very clear.
It's
Uh
so funny though. Throughout the thing, he'll look across a room at 2 people, like, clearly flirting, he's like, "They like each other." Or, like, somebody's crying, he's like, "She's sad." Like, it's not super insightful.
Even his take on Michael Madsen, who's like, "So what do you think you know about me?" And he's like, "I bet that this tough guy facade is just an act you're putting on." It's like, "Oh, you wounded me. How did he know?" Oh,
Don't let him see your eyes, he can tell you
he'll
exactly how you're
tell.
feeling, and repeat it twice in a row.
Oh yeah. No, but then other times he can like go to a location and be like, "She was feeling trapped and scared." And it's like, "You're just fucking guessing, aren't you?" But then other times he like gets like flashes of the future or something, like he can see that something bad's happening somewhere else. It's not clear. His powers are unclear.
But this
He's also
movie, like,
the
yeah,
only one with powers. Why is there a guy with magic powers? Why?
aliens are real. Anything is possible in species land.
I guess. I guess so. Our crack team of science homies is we've got Forrest Whitaker, who is an empath. We have Michael Madsen, who is
A dickhead.
a dickhead assassin for the government. Alfred Molina, who is an anthropologist.
Okay, I
Uh
couldn't even remember what his job was
yes.
other than just generic scientist.
Yeah, anthropologist. And then the girl, she was on CSI. I don't remember her name in or out of character. She's there to be the girl on the team because your team needed a girl to tell
She
you
seemed
things
like the
like,
most.
no, they needed a girl to be like, "That's menstrual blood. None of you men
Yeah.
would know this," even though it doesn't actually look like menstrual blood. Ben Kingsley as the I don't know, what do we want to call him? The the Xavier of the X-Men, is that what we're going for here? He's the leader of the group.
No, 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 as
No,
my
no.
child would say. I think that he was closer to just the Elon Musk of the group. He seemed like the guy
Oh,
who had the money
no.
that could, like, tell everyone what to do because he's paying them.
Well, that is true.
He
Point
more well
is,
spoken, obviously.
yes, obviously, but this is our crack team that we assembled to find the missing alien. Whoops, we lost our alien. Yeah, I hate it when that
Which,
happens.
the reason we have an alien at all is we've just been shooting our information into space for 30 years.
That's legit. That's true though. We do that.
We do that?
Oh, absolutely. SETI's a real organization and they really have been like trying to send signals into space. I mean, it's really funny when they're like, "It's half a kilobyte of information," and we all giggle. But yeah, they actually, that's a totally real thing.
Honestly, the amount of information they were shooting up there is about half a kilobyte.
Right?
It was our DNA makeup, where we're located, what our solar system looks like, and hi,
Hi.
do you want to be
We're
friends?
neighbors. Do you want to be friends?
How do you get that job? Because, I mean, obviously, I'm sure the government is hiding some Men in Black shit from us in real life.
Probably.
but mostly probably nothing is going on in that lab, and I can do a lot of solitaire at a computer while I shoot my half a kilobyte into space.
I wonder if they make you do other shit like data entry just to like fill the time while you wait for aliens to message you back.
It's a lot of spreadsheets and meetings, and I'm like, "Fucking Paul will not get off my ass about this. I'm shooting the information to space as hard and far as I can every day."
Every day I pick a different direction and then just like alter it slightly. And then, like, because space goes in so many directions, man.
Mhm. Yeah, you gotta yeah,
Hmm,
that's
hmm.
that's true. That is the most true statement ever spoken on this show.
Thank you. I am a science girl.
But we finally get a hold of aliens,
And they
and
send back. What do they send?
they're
What did they send us?
well, we have clean energy that we're
We
like,
don't
"Oh
need
my
that.
god," like,
No, we don't need
infinite
that.
clean
Oh
energy.
my god, let's not use that. We don't need it.
Well, we want it, but they're also like, "Hey guys, here's our DNA, and here's instructions on how to, make one of us."
Here's how to make an alien human hybrid, which I'm sure you want to do. I love that Ben Kingsley just glosses over this free energy and no one asks, is there a reason we're not using that?
Well, they didn't
Like,
give it to us yet, like, basically, they were like, "You gotta make one so that it'll teach you how to get it."
they said they got this information in 1993. They have had
Yeah.
plenty of time. They have made all of these little attempts at making the little alien, but they didn't want to make the free energy first.
Yes.
Listen, we can make a super hot alien hybrid, and that sounds more fun.
If you told me right now, this afternoon, my family is out of town, it's me here by myself, you give me the option of creating clean energy or a
Mhm.
really good like, what were they called? Real dolls?
Mhm. Mhm.
I got a couple days to spend alone. Yeah, of course I'm gonna make a real doll.
You're a monster. I just it is wild. It is hilarious. But like the movie starts with them deciding their real doll is not good enough and they're just going to gas her with cyanide.
Which is a 12-year-old Michelle Williams,
She's so
Academy Award
cute.
nominee.
She has their little button nose and she looks just adorable. She says almost I don't think she has a single line in the movie. She doesn't know how to they never bother listen, they made themselves an alien human hybrid real doll, but they did not bother to teach her English.
Well, she's only been that way for under a month. Like, it shows the progression of, like,
She
fetus
is
to adult or, like, and, and it's
clearly a very fast learner. She learns how to drive a car after watching a guy in a car. Like she catches on very quick.
she very quickly understands that fanny pack is the pinnacle of fashion.
Hell yeah, she does. It's convenient and stylish.
That immediately made me so attracted to that character. Not Michelle Williams, but, like, the adult Natasha Henstridge.
Really? When you saw her have her fanny pack over the wedding dress that she bought?
That was funny, but, like, when her outfit was tight leather pants, fanny pack, bra, that
Mm.
they were right. 19
Mm.
that was great. That was great. We can't gloss over, though, that Michelle Williams, after she escapes this lab, tears a hobo in half.
Yeah, she snaps that fucker in half. I mean, listen, it was justified. He was gonna like murder rape her. He was very menacing.
You can't judge a person based on their pirate teeth.
I wasn't. I was judging him based on the fact that he was going as he leaned over a 12-year-old girl.
We can't all be people persons, you know? Like,
Person people.
some of us have, social anxieties. Some of that
Mm.
means you have Nosferatu hands, you're flashing your pirate teeth, and, laughing your ghoulish laugh. And, that's just not the way you interact.
Yeah. I'm just saying I get the I feel like it's entirely possible. Everyone's very convinced that, like, oh, they must have sent us this information to build an alien human hybrid so that then it would be like a weapon that would wipe out humanity by breeding incessantly and being super
Mhm.
powerful, super strong. I'm guessing that the aliens never expected that we would raise this thing in a glass box and threaten to cyanide it. I think they were expecting we would raise it like a child, like as part of our society. And all of this only happened because you treated her like a feral animal, and like human children don't turn out well when you lock them in a glass box and don't ever teach them how to speak or anything. They turn out real bad.
You are right, we might have clean energy right now and the most fuckable aliens of all time,
Mhm.
but we did begin the movie the way E.T. ends.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely. Hazmat suits, people running around. It's all very menacing.
and I can't say I don't blame them there. I don't know, would like, you're giving me a very doe-eyed face right now, like, "You gotta trust the aliens, Garrett, you gotta just, trust
Oh
them. What's the worst that could
no.
happen?"
I was not going to make the alien to begin with, sir. I was going to take my clean energy and then ignore all of the instructions on how to build a human alien hybrid, which seems ethically dubious for so many reasons. Garrett, where do you think they got this ova from? These
The
human.
ovum?
Yeah, where do you think they got those from so that they could implant it with alien DNA?
Well, clearly a hot Swedish woman.
I'm just imagining that like some nice lady donated her eggs to science after her IVF treatments or something, and she's like, "Well, I have all these extras. I'm going to donate them to some other family so they can be blessed with a child." And instead, it was used to make this, and that's a violation of trust.
Once you give up the ovum, it's not yours anymore. If I go donate my sperm at a sperm bank, if they make an alien Garrett hybrid, that's on them. I don't have to parent it.
I'm not saying they don't have to that you would have to parent it. I'm just saying I feel like there should have been some language, in the documents that you signed when you signed it over that warned you that it may be used to make an alien hybrid. This is not informed consent.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot like contracts can be purposefully vague and still legal. So, yes, like would the woman be
Contracts can, science and experimentation cannot. We have review boards for a reason to make sure that our experiments are ethical. This is not an ethical experiment. Number one, for the woman whose ova you stole, and number two, for the fact that you tortured a child. They tortured a child. Children should not be raised this way.
you were really painting Sir Ben Kingsley in a negative light here.
Yes,
Stole the
because
ovum? You assume that they just
mhm,
stole I'm
I
sure that
100% know they got it unethically. Listen, Garrett, my mom's a bioethicist. You're not going to beat me on this one.
Ah! Yeah, well, I'm an empath, and I
You know what?
and
That's
your
what they
face is
needed.
expressing joy.
Oh my god. How does he know?
Got her.
Garrett, Garrett, it's just wild that on our crack team of science homies, we didn't include a bioethicist.
The only thing this team was missing was a comedic relief, like, it really coulda used, like, a '90s Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, absolutely. I think you are correct. I mean, I
But
think
yeah,
Alfred Molina was trying to be kind of the goofy one of the group, but it doesn't land quite in that way. Also, all of them are such cute little babies. Forrest Whitaker's got that sweet little angel face, and Alfred Molina's just a wee little lad. They're so cute.
let's get in to the sexiness of this movie. Uh, or actually, we gotta actually, yeah, the sexiness does start at, like, a
Pretty
pretty
early.
yeah, like, a pretty gross, like, alienish scene, like, of some very Geiger-esque shit.
It is a very dutifully paced movie in that, like, at the 30-minute mark, you've met all the characters you need to meet. We have explained the basic premise, and we are getting to the sexiness. Like, we don't need to fuck around anymore. So our cute little Michelle Williams kills a very nice lady who was so helpful to her on the train, very sad, and then goes into a cocoon and comes out a hot 20 something.
So the train lady that helps her, because she steals some credit cards and shit, gets a train ticket. The very nice lady on the train comes in. You're right. She does kill her, but she sucks her into this cocoon, which also that lady should have never, like, if you come into a room with strobing lights and a thing that just looks like a giant meat sack, you go get somebody else because that's above your pay grade.
Abso-fucking-lutely. I did not, I mean, I understand being frozen in absolute shock at the meat wall that has exploded all over your train compartment, where I wanna point out once a 12-year-old girl was. I can understand why you'd be a little concerned about what happened to the cute little blonde girl, and why is there now a throbbing meat wall?
So what I think I am confused because the lady did get sucked into the meat sack, and the 12-year-old becomes a 20 something, I would
Mhm.
imagine
Mhm.
age-wise. Did she eat her and suck her life force and grow?
I
Do
don't
they
know. I
do
don't know.
the aliens don't seem to be eating us. They
No,
just
she was
wanna
eating a
sex us.
whole lot of junk food before that. She was
A lot of
clearly
pudding.
packing on the puddings so that she could gear up the calories needed to turn into a hot lady. I don't think so. I thought she just killed her out of pure self protection. Like, I can't let her tell anyone she saw me in a chrysalis.
Yeah. If I find somebody in a chrysalis, I start asking questions, and questions lead to scientists, so
And you don't want those. Scientists try
no.
to cyanide you. We already know this about scientists.
Yeah. So she escapes a hot lady dressed
Hmm.
as, I mean, kind of a pilot.
She's
But
she's supposed to be a train lady because she stole train clothes, I guess.
I love though that she went to Los Angeles because she can be as weird as she wants and blend in.
I'm sorry, this girl doesn't know how to eat a banana correctly. I doubt she chose Los Angeles in particular. I think she just accidentally ended up in Los Angeles.
I love this point though. I am always a sucker for a fish out of water story. There's
Mm,
always just there's some hilarity to be had, and even more so in a hot alien lady who just is trying to mate, presumably to take over the world. Is that why we just need to keep making more aliens?
mm. I
Mm.
mean, here's my concern. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that's like, oh, we're gonna spread our DNA throughout. Like, if you only start with, like, she is half human, half alien,
Mhm.
the child will be quarter alien, and so on until the alien DNA is so thin that all you do is like, oh, here's my beautiful baby boy. He's got spine spikes. Uh, but I don't think that the DNA would continue to be all that well, integrated into the creature. I don't know if it would even get the flashes of insight nightmares from beyond space and time telling them to take over the world and fuck Michael Madsen.
Yes, so the nightmares. Throughout this movie, the alien has these sex nightmares.
Yep.
And it is a male and female alien, but we're only catching it in flashes. Absolutely fucking in a swimming pool, a space swimming pool.
Mhm. Mhm.
Maybe inside of a belly, I don't know. Like, it seemed like it
Well,
could be inside maybe in the chrysalis. The chrysalis maybe has certain hot tub features,
we don't know what the
perhaps?
alien world even looks like, so it's hard to say.
But I saw that Geiger said they filmed 20 minutes of that, and he was
Wow.
so disappointed in how that turned out on screen. He said that they edited it poorly. I think it sounds like somewhere out there is 20 minutes of really hot alien sex that we just don't get to have because I guess fuck us.
Garrett, for every other movie we've watched, where
Mhm.
we have found out that there is cutting room floor sex, I have been disappointed and lamenting our loss as people, as a culture, to not get to see it. I don't give two flying fucks about not having seen more of these gross ass aliens fucking each other. I'm so sorry.
20 minutes?
I
You
don't
would
care.
not sit down and watch 20 minutes of just 2 plastic guys mashing at each other?
Garrett, what does your empath feeling say that I feel about it?
Kid is feeling apathetic, she's apathetic.
And a little grossed out.
Grossed out?
Yeah, they're gross. The aliens are gross, dude. I didn't want to fuck the alien in Alien either.
Well, that was the premise of this movie. Somewhere was a meeting where they're like, "What if you kinda wanted to fuck the xenomorph?"
But like
And somebody's
to
like,
just
"Tell me more."
tell me more, tell me more. Well, it would have boobies. Tell me more.
Yeah, the thing kind of more looked like the Lady Ninja Turtle, but it did shoot crazy barb things out of its weird nippies.
It's
Um,
there are a lot of boob tentacles. A lot of boob
a lot of boob
tentacles.
tentacles, a lot of spikes. I didn't really understand though, because as Natasha Henstridge walks around Los Angeles, she is killing people, and we're seeing glimpses of the alien. But it seems like she can pop in and out of being a person and an alien
However she chooses.
however she chooses, but it seems like she would have to tear out of her own flesh or something.
But her flesh regenerates. Remember, she cut off her
Oh,
thumb
because
and it
she
grew back.
that was gross. That was cool. I liked
It
that.
was very gross. Yeah. So Ben Kingsley's telling everybody that like, oops, we lost our alien and we need to go track her down and get her back. And also, just FYI, we made her a woman so she'd be more docile and controllable. And Michael Madsen has a cute little line where he's like, "I guess you guys don't get out much." And
He is the
I was
only
like,
one in that group that's fucking.
and also though, I feel like you don't understand aliens because there
Yeah,
are
yeah.
how the fuck would you know if this alien's females are more or less aggressive than the males? I mean, what if it's an anglerfish situation and like the males are just like this tiny little fish that gets like attached to a big anglerfish and then like does nothing. It just sort of gets all of its juices sucked out and just hangs on for the ride for eternity. Like you don't know shit about aliens, but you were
It
like,
is
"Nah, we'll
coming
make
from a
it a
sexist
girl."
place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's just like, "You know what? Going off of what I know about ladies, this
Mhm,
lady alien is gonna come. I'm going to
mhm.
pay her less, and she's not going to say anything about it."
Yeah. Also, maybe I'll wanna fuck her once she grows up. You know,
That
win-win.
really is that comes down that is truly it, Kit. Is like, "You
Mhm.
know what?
Hot
I don't
Swedish genes in
I
there.
don't care what a boy alien looks like, I'm not having
Mm-mm.
sex with it."
I'm not having sex with it. I'm Ben Kingsley. I don't care.
Not doing anything gay with an alien.
Is it gay if they're not even the same species as you?
Well, I don't know.
Garrett.
We didn't get a good look at how the boy alien looked. We really only got a good look at the lady alien,
This is
which
true.
was mostly boobies and nipples.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what? I'll give it a go with the boy alien. Just
Good
for
for you.
science. For science.
Open-mindedness. Gotta do it for science. I'm
I'm
proud of
afraid
you.
though. I as this movie goes on, and like I mean we'll get into some of the kills, but I love when we find out because she really really wants to fuck, and like she's having a hard time
Yeah.
fucking, which is crazy because she's such a beautiful lady.
Well, she's
And
very picky too. Like, she gets a
that's what
guy to take her home, and she's like, no, thank you. Never mind." Which,
well
you know, fair. That is her right.
I love the reveal though that like they can smell or whatever sense if there's something bad in you, like if you had cancer or
Mm.
like in this one guy's case diabetes. But also, like, he was just kinda rapey, so she sensed that as well, and that, like, you don't want a kid with a horrible personality, and that could be genetic with
I
aliens.
mean, does she not want a kid with a horrible personality? It's not like the kid she did have turned out to be like a real sweetie pie. He was
He
trying to kill Forrest
was.
Whitaker.
He was cute as fuck, and Forrest Whitaker's aiming a gun at his head. What the fuck is,
No,
like,
he
that?
wasn't. Forrest Whitaker put the gun away and was like, "Hey, buddy, come on out. Come on out. No one's gonna hurt you." But that's getting ahead of
That we're
ourselves.
too far ahead.
So she's in LA. She's started watching TV. Oh no, now you know where she's gonna get all her ideas about being a sexy adult woman are coming from, because she definitely sees porn. She sees hair dye commercials, so she knows that exists. Various other things that she will use throughout the movie. I'm disappointed they didn't show her watching a true crime show though, because how did she know how to fake her death later if she didn't watch Investigative Discovery?
You're taking her in a different direction than me. I would have gone more like Encino Man and let her wheeze some juice.
Oh, okay, that's fair. So
I need
meanwhile,
her a
there's
little dumber and enjoy Six Flags first.
there's a fun little side quest where they're like, "What if we tried to make the alien without the human parts, and we could just study it in the lab, and we would know what its weaknesses are?" And that something goes wrong with the camera as they're implanting this, and we can't send a tech in there to fix it. It's classified. What is classified? The thing you are doing is literally imperceptible to the human eye. That's why you need a microscope and a camera. What is a technician gonna see in there, you fucking morons? Oh, it doesn't matter, but we will have some random woman looking over my shoulder the entire time. I don't know who she is or how she got there. She's never seen again. That we can allow, but someone to go fix the camera can't allow. Point is, Michael Madsen has to go in to help instead, and that dipshit drops an important bolt, and so now the container isn't secure, and now we have an evil, hungry blob. It's gross, and Ben Kingsley does not give a fuck. He's like, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to burn you. I'm sorry, I am going to have to burn you." And they're like, "Why? Just let us out of here. It's still really small. Let us out now, and then you can burn it." And he's like, "No, I'm so sorry. I really do have to burn you."
I disagree that he didn't care. I think that maybe this is just the empath in me,
Mm.
but as I look
Honey,
at
you
Ben
sensed what
Kingsley,
he was really feeling. Let us know. Yeah, tell us, Forrest.
he was gonna have to kill those people, and he was worried that his other science homies were gonna be mad at him. So he was, because how do you trust your new boss if he just killed
Mm-mm.
2 guys? As and the thing is, like, yeah, this goo is scary. We do need to burn it. It
The goo
sucks,
is
like,
very a horror blob. It's not good.
but it is, like, kind of stationary. It's not chasing them, and this door open and closes fast enough
So fast. And it's
that there
really
was no
small when
issue.
they're at first like, "Can you let us out?" And he's like, "No, no, no." And they're like, "But why?" It's really tiny at that point, and he still won't let them out. And then, of course, one at the part where it's starting to like launch itself across the room and try to eat everything, then it's too fucking late.
Give me We've been talking too much about
It's
science.
protocol.
Get
It's
me to
protocol.
where is it erotic? I guess
I
just
know. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to get to LA and
what?
the nightclub for that.
She does take her top off when she's watching the pornos.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She's a quick learner. She's a really quick learner. But yeah, so he's screaming about protocol, protocol. The people do get out. They live. Michael Madsen does not die. Um And they didn't learn anything from this experiment. It really is just a dumb little side quest. They're not like, "Oh, clearly it cannot truly exist or take form without another species to mate with it, and therefore it's clearly a parasitic species, or it's, they don't learn anything. They're just like, horror blob was bad idea.
Terrible idea. Turns out the goo
Mm-mm,
can't fuck itself.
mm-mm, the goo can't fuck itself, and it is creepy. It is not a hot lady. It's creepy.
It did
It
have a
doesn't.
nice squish to it, though.
That's true.
If you close your eyes and felt it.
I mean, it'd probably be like some of that like gack, type squishiness that there was when we were kids. You remember gack? It'd be like
Yeah,
that.
you're right. Like, it kinda you're right. If you closed your eyes and felt it, like, in my mind, it's what's inside your lungs after 20 years of smoking.
Oh. Oh. It is that color though of the pictures they show you in health class to try to convince you not to. It is the exact color of your lungs after 20 years of smoking pack a day. So she's in a motel. She finds herself in a room and she's already asking the very important questions. Garrett, what does she want to know? First thing,
Well, she asks the front desk man, where can I find men? Where can I find a
where's a
boy?"
good place? Where's a good place to find a man? And he's like, around the corner.
He didn't even try and hit on her. Beautiful
No,
woman. He didn't even be like, "There's one right here."
everyone in LA is so fucking nice.
Yeah.
It is outrageous. Movies, I don't if you haven't seen a lot of movies that are set in LA in the 90s, they make it seem like a hellhole. They make it seem like everyone is murdering everyone, people will steal from you, and actually even in the movie people are like, "You got to be careful, honey. You can't just like put your money out here like this. People are going to rip you off. Not everyone's as nice as me." And no, every single person is so nice to her. And I don't know if it's cuz she's a cute blonde or just because like it turns out LA actually is just the nicest city in America. But like other
Other
than
than the hobo and the rape.
the hobo and Robbie the rapist, and the hobo that wasn't even in LA, so that doesn't count. So it's really just Robbie the rapist. Everyone else is an absolute gem, an angel of a person. Did not deserve what she does to them.
Did we get so she does go to the club.
Yep.
We see her transform into a monster and kill a guy or a lady that tried to steal her man that she was gonna take home.
It is so ridiculous. She kills this nice slutty girl over a guy that, by the way, she doesn't even go back to that same guy once she leaves the bathroom. She goes to a different guy entirely. So what the fuck did you kill her for? Oh, it's sexual competition.
Do you
Not
think the
really.
tourism board of LA made this movie? Because they basically were showing like, "Are you a boy? Come here. There's too many hot women and not enough boys
mm,
to go
not
around."
enough boys to go around. I mean, it's clearly different in the science community. The science homies have only one lady to fight over, and it causes a little bit of sadness. I mean, you might need Forrest Whitaker to feel it out, but clearly Alfred Molina is feeling left out here.
You couldn't have gotten 2 science ladies?
Nope, nope, one science lady. That's all you
Well,
get.
we did have a second one, but she left after she saw the goo.
Yeah, whoever the fuck she was. Point is, she's got her cute little pink fuzzy sweater that she quickly realizes at the club is unnecessary, merely a hindrance, takes it off, walks around with her bra. That's I guess when Garrett loved her the most.
The tight pants, the fanny pack, the bra, that is the best outfit in any of the movies we've watched. Like, she wore it well.
She does wear it very well. I don't know. It's a very basic white bra. It's not like the sexiest, cutest bra I've
It
ever
was cute.
seen.
It was cute.
Okay. It's one your mom picked out for you at J.C. Penney when you turned 13, Garrett. That is the
Good
exact
luck
bra
finding
she's
a man
wearing.
in 1995 LA, Kit.
I can. They're everywhere. It's the nicest town full of the nicest people.
And
So
I
she
love that
goes. Oh, go
the
ahead.
science crew shows up to try and find her there and find that she's murdered this lady with her alien hands, and they're like, well, she probably went home with a regular. and they're like asked like, "Do you know any regulars? Have any regulars left with women?" They're like, "Well, I did see Robbie leave. Robbie's here a lot. Robbie left
And
with
he
a
left with
lady. It's
a
probably him."
blonde.
Yeah,
And they're like, "All right." He
one
didn't have
guy, one blonde. That's it.
one guy, one blonde. But yeah, so we see Robbie. Robbie is fucking loaded. He does not look loaded. He dresses kind of 90s, grunge schlubby, but damn, his house is nice,
Yeah.
and he can turn on his lights and his stereo by snapping his fingers. That's pretty impressive.
Kit very turned on by the clapper.
I
I
didn't say
know
I
what
would.
you're getting for Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't say I would fuck him for it. I'm just saying the man has a nice house. But he goes and takes a shower, and that's where we finally see a little bit of man, just a tiniest bit of root in
He did
there.
show root. That's
Hmm.
a rare bit of root. You know me. I love to see a little bit of root in movies. And there's
Hmm.
something, that's a little boy cleavage.
Yep, yep. And so here's the problem though. She suddenly decides she doesn't want to have sex with him after all, and Robbie gets mean. She kisses him and penetrates the back of his skull with her alien tongue.
That's fucking cool.
You know that one, I believe it was 1996 MTV Movie Awards Best Kiss.
It did.
They
And I
know what's
guess
up. They know what's up in the 90s.
that was fun. That was fun. Like that, it really did have it. Like you could tell that was a Geiger thing. I guess he had a lot of say in this, and that was supposed to be a lot more violent and cool, and it just didn't work out. But it also sounds like everything he put in this movie was shit he had written for other movies. It sounded like this was a combination of like three different movies he had written
I
that
have
didn't get made.
so many other ideas for how sexy alien women can kill men, and I don't know why they won't let me put them all in one movie.
One of them was supposed to be a Stallone movie. At one point, they wanted Schwarzenegger in this movie, but it was too low budget and they couldn't afford him. So, like, honestly, I like the cast we did get. I had 0 complaints about this
None.
cast.
No complaints whatsoever. It was a good group. They had good chemistry as a group of science friends. You believed them as science friends, you know?
She steals Robbie the rapist car and she's driving around in it. She gets out, she's walking around. This is where we get to one of my favorite moments in this movie. She gets hit by a car.
Yes, it is dangerous to be a hot blonde because then a guy on a skateboard will get distracted by how hot you are and then nearly get hit by a car, and then the car has to swerve and then it'll hit you because that's the real dangers out there for beautiful women out there in the world. Watch out.
And she absolutely explodes through a bus stop.
Yes. Oh
Like a
god, yeah.
glass box bus stop, like, explodes through it, and a nice man takes her to the hospital where Elaine Bennis's boss is her doctor and sees that she just regenerates. He hates that. Doctors do not like that they didn't get to charge you for
Mm.
this situation. The healing happened itself.
Oh, they
Is that
still
not why?
charged her. Don't be ridiculous.
No, they didn't charge her because of the weirdest thing in the whole movie. She didn't have insurance, so the man that drove her to the hospital
Not a man
paid
that
for
was
her cover.
responsible for this in any way. Keep in mind, this is a random bystander,
Have
and
you
he
ever
takes her
met
in.
a human so attractive that you were
Mm,
willing to pay for their healthcare out of pocket
never.
in
Absolutely
this
never.
economy?
In this economy, I mean, this was the 90s, and he's driving a nice car, so clearly he's got some money. But, like, you don't know how bad. Like, you saw her go through a bus stop. Whatever she has been through is expensive.
Put it on my card. That is a move though. Like, and the thing is, like,
Abso-fucking-lutely is.
that seems like a move that you're like, I am getting laid from this.
But he
But
doesn't know that because
he
as far as
doesn't
he
wanna
knows,
get laid.
no, as far as he knows, she's gonna be like in 6 different casts and comatose. Like he doesn't. have any reasonable expectation that she's gonna be up to fucking anytime soon.
Yeah.
People in
What
LA are just really nice. People in
This
LA
movie just
are
as
nice.
well have taken place in the South.
Yeah.
"Oh,
It's
honey,
no.
come here. I'll pay
Oh,
put it on my
honey,
card."
put it on my. But yeah, so they're checking out Robbie the rapist's house, and they're like, "Wow, oh shit, I think she's trying to fuck."
She
Well,
hasn't learned how yet. He's
she,
exploded.
that's what they point out. They're like, "Well, his pants are still on, so I don't I don't think she was successful," which is fair.
So from there, do we go back to the blonde guy's house that paid for her
Oh
health
yeah,
care?
she just walks out, and the doctor's like, "Wait, wait, 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 wait," and she's just like, "Nope, I gotta go, bye." And she sees a hot rich guy who put it all on his credit card, and she's like, "Let's get out of here."
What is his deal? Because she goes to his house, and
Mm-hmm.
it see like, I'll be honest, she is a little forceful with the tongue. She
She's a
immediately
little
is
desperate. She does come off as a little desperate, which is odd for a woman that hot. And I can see why most men would be a little um perturbed by the fact that they are not having to work at all for this. Instead, she is literally like pressuring you into having sex with her, which is not how you were expecting this night to have to go. So I think I understand why most men would be like, "Wait, what?"
why like, when was the last time you heard a man say, like, "This is moving too fast?"
Well, I mean, right? Like, you get the feeling he's already like mentally composing in his head, like, "Dear penthouse, I never thought it would happen to me, but I paid for a woman's medical care after she got hit by a car and sent through a bus stop and nearly died. And she decided she wanted to come back to my hot tub."
What's funny though is basically what you're describing, where this hot rich man is just
Mm-hmm.
like, this is a suspicious amount of tongue.
It is a suspicious amount of tongue.
Has that ever I have definitely been on the receiving end of a suspicious amount of tongue, but I went Alfred Molina with it. I didn't I didn't
I crushed those concerns. I buried them deep, deep down inside me, and I took what was offered, and I didn't look at it closely.
like, I was experiencing that amount of tongue and, like, my brain just goes like, "You know what? I am a nice little piece of ass."
I do deserve this.
This amount of tongue checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
irresistible.
I am hot. I am lovable. And so no, this guy instead is like, I don't think maybe he has self-esteem issues. He doesn't understand why he's getting so lucky. And so when she's trying to take his shorts off in the hot tub, he starts to push back a little, like, "Whoa, whoa, slow down, honey." And well, she says the thing, "Don't go, please. I want a baby." And he reacts exactly how you'd expect to that.
Not well. I'm trying to remember, how does she even kill him?
Tentacle boobs, tentacle murder
Ah,
boob.
hell yeah.
She fucking deep throats him with her tentacle down his fucking throat. It's a gruesome one.
As you described that, my erotic score went up on this film.
Did it? It went up, not down?
No, that's pretty cool. Show me something I haven't seen before.
That is true. If you are someone who feels like you've seen every type of porn there is, and you're just not excited by stuff anymore, you haven't seen anything new, try watching a guy deep throat a tentacle, see if it does it for you. You never know.
That makes me pretty excited that there's multiple sequels to this because there are more tentacles to be explored, and, in a sluttier movie that they
Mm.
they
The
explored
sequel's
it
always
more.
sluttier. The sequel's always sluttier.
Whoever directed, like, the straight to video 3 and 4, where 2 is
Mm.
theatrical, maybe it didn't go there, I don't know, but 3 and 4, you're like, "We're getting into it because we got nothing else going on."
Maybe before we were trying to say something about women and feminism. We don't know exactly. The message is not clear, but at least we were sort of trying. Now we're not trying.
I don't need like, this was a competent movie. Like, it
It's
was
an
a
extremely competent movie.
I need one that isn't. Like, I'm actually super pumped to do a sequel to this, and we might just skip straight to, like, 4.
Garrett, we won't know the context of the previous movies to know what's going on.
Hey,
I'm
the
sure that's
director
really
didn't see the other 3.
You're just like you say there's a sexy alien human lady with tentacles. Got it. I don't need to know anything else. I got the brief. We're
Was
good.
the was the pool scene sexy up until that point? Or because it was mostly
I don't know.
forceful.
It was a little aggressive. I mean, she's naked. She looks very good. But yeah, it's a little unsettling, especially
It's
because
kind
we all know she's going to murder him. Come on.
Isn't it kind of insane, like, she didn't become she's I don't know, she's very likable in this movie. She's a very
Yes.
attractive lady. It seems like she should have had a huge career. This seemed like
Yeah,
this
that
would be
is
a
weird.
nice kicking off point. This was like the movie says, "And introducing Natasha Henstridge."
Did she not have a big career after this?
She
I
did
didn't
3
know
of
anything.
these. She
Mm.
did The Whole 9 Yards. She did Ghosts of Mars, which was a John Carpenter
Oh,
movie.
yeah. I liked Ghost of Mars. It's really good. And she was good
Statham
in
was
it.
in that, am I right?
Mm.
Is that the
Mm.
Ice Cube Statham one? Yeah, it's Natasha Henstridge, Ice Cube, Pam Grier, Jason Statham, Clea
Pam
Duvall.
Grier. God, she was so good. I love Pam Grier so much.
Yeah, I need to rewatch this.
All right, so the man will not give her a baby. She deep throat tentacle kills him and then runs off naked, where she finds yet another nice person willing to help her. She comes across this lady and she's like, "Please, I need your help." And of course, you see a naked woman running up to you begging for help. Of course, you're gonna help her.
You're a nice lady.
You're
You're
a
just
really nice
y
lady. Nope, this
She
does not go
did
well
this
for
nice
you.
lady
So
so
dirty.
dirty, Kit. Like,
Oh, it's
you
bad.
think that it's bad, and it only gets so much worse.
Yeah, your assumption when you later see her wearing the woman's clothes and driving the woman's car is she killed another one. Mm-mm. Kidnapped her, tied her to the bed, and
Talked at her a
she
lot.
yeah,
Cut
talked
her
at her a
thumb
lot,
off
cut her thumb off. Well, she cuts off her own thumb, sees it grow back, and is like,
first
"Huh, that's neat." And then she cuts off the lady's thumb. Uh,
for
I don't
science?
I think it's just like, so do humans do that? Or is it she doesn't know shit about she didn't even know how credit cards work, okay? So obviously she doesn't know that humans don't grow their thumbs back. So she's clearly been watching some investigative discovery. She now knows how to fake her death, and she's going to use this poor nice lady to help accomplish that.
After she cuts the thumb off and you don't know where it's going, like, you see her driving around, stealing a couple cars, filling things with gasoline,
Mhm.
filling, like, canisters. Our science crew knows where she is, and we're in a high-speed chase after her. She's got this poor woman tied up next to her. During the chase, flies down a hill.
This
Natasha
poor woman is screaming bloody murder. She does not want this.
and you're like, "Oh, this poor lady, like, she lived so much longer than I thought she would." Natasha dives out of a car. This car full of gasoline
Just
just
boom.
rams into an electrical box and explodes. But that isn't it. Military helicopter follows behind and shoots fucking rockets at this poor woman.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it. They wanted to kill it with fire, make sure it's dead, but I mean, that woman
Poor
wasn't
lady.
getting out of there. I pray she died on impact because good god.
Is that gonna
That's
go down as an
nasty.
unsolved murder, or were we in her car?
What do you mean?
The Will her family ever know what happened to her? Because
Oh
the
god, no.
rockets
No, they incinerated that poor woman, but they found the thumb that our sexy alien cut off so that they can say like, "Look, it's her DNA on the thumb, so we know it was her in the car." And I get you'd have to have pretty badly incinerated this thing to not recognize that the dead body is in the passenger seat and not the driver's seat. So you get the feeling that they really did a number on this and there is no body left to claim. As far as this woman's concerned, she is a missing person.
Hmm, poor woman.
It's really sad. It was around this time that I started making a list of justifiable and not justifiable deaths because Forrest Whitaker Forrest Whitaker keeps saying, like, she kills when she feels threatened. She kills when she feels threatened. And I was like, I don't know if that's actually true. So I started making a list. And of the deaths that we see, I only put 3 as justifiable. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as unjustifiable.
So is train lady death unjustifiable?
Absolutely not justifiable. That lady let her ride for half price.
She was she's
She
gonna
was
tell
so
on her, though.
nice. No way. She was so nice.
So the rapist, justifiable.
Mhm. The hobo I wrote as justifiable.
I think he's just misunderstood, but I'll go with you on
Look,
that
there's
one.
only room for one boxcar child in this boxcar, and it ain't that guy.
Hey! That's just how hobos talk, Kit. Like, that's
That's
a
what you talk like after you've been riding the rails. If she had been riding the rails for a little longer, she would have started to laugh like that too.
like, if you remember, that's basically how the hobo in Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he's in the boxcar talks, and Pee-wee didn't
Mm.
incinerate him or tear him in half.
Well, Pee Wee wasn't a 1 month old, you know, baby brained girl.
You are almost describing Pee-wee.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Well,
Ah!
it's possible she didn't even intend to kill him. She does have super strength. It's possible she just meant to push him away from her, and then oopsie daisy, I broke him in half.
Fair, fair, fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where I decided that she'd probably watch some true crime along with the hair dye commercials. And she's doing a really pretty good job, I would say, of doing this. Her fatal mistake really is that she didn't just skip town. I mean, I guess because LA had been so nice to her that she didn't want to leave. She's like, what if in New York they're a bunch of assholes, you know? Where am I going to find such giving, loving people who are so willing to help me and fuck me as LA?
Hopefully, we find out in the sequel.
All right,
That
so
by 4, she's in Canada.
our crew of science friends are all hanging out. They think they've had a job well done. And what are they doing, Garrett?
Hanging out at a nightclub, trying to get laid.
Hmm.
Nobody want like, the Do you think it's weird how, like, tight this crew is and that everywhere they show up is in, like, a giant passenger van and they're all there when not all of these people are necessary at every place?
Oh, it is a little ridiculous. Like, why? I'm sorry, did I really need a molecular biologist here at this exact moment? I don't
When they
think
were
I
making the
did.
black goo, Forrest Whitaker absolutely didn't need to be there.
No, he needed to be there to sense what the goo was feeling.
I feel like they don't wanna be locked in that room with
I
the
think
goo.
I think they don't want to be in the goo room, and I think the goo also does not want to be in the goo room.
Michael Madsen's mad, he's mad. But they go we go to the club where the lady scientist and Michael Madsen are clearly flirty with each other. Uh,
Alfred
Forrest
Molina's
Whitaker,
pretty sad. Alfred
he's
Molina's
like
feeling left out.
he's like, "Please, Forrest Whitaker, be my wingman."
And
He
Forrest
won't
Whitaker's
do
like,
it.
"Nah, bruh, I think you should go to bed. You're clearly unfuckable." He
They
doesn't
feed
say
him a whole
that.
bunch of Long Island iced teas, even though he says he
Yeah.
doesn't drink.
He's like, "Does it have any tea in it?" Nope. Which I did not actually know until this line that Long Island iced tea does not have any tea in it. It just has a whole shitload of different liquor, which I knew it was super alcoholic, but doesn't taste super alcoholic. It tastes fucking delicious, but I didn't know it has no tea.
I assumed it had a little splash at the end for the
I
color or
did
something.
too. No, that's cola. That's Coke.
Hmm.
So he's there and he can probably empath that, like, Alfred Molina, no one here is going to fuck you. I can tell. I am sensing that no one here will fuck you and this is a waste of your goddamn time.
He's just in the corner telling strangers he's sad because he can't come right now, and he really wants to come.
Meanwhile, those two, they want to fuck each other. I can tell because I have powers.
And it's so funny. She goes back to her hotel room. Michael Madsen ends up following her to the hotel room, is in the elevator with the alien first, who's stalking him. And
Yeah,
I
both
love when he
both the
knocks.
lady and Michael Madsen spend some time with the alien and don't recognize her because she's dyed her hair. And I think she looks cuter as
Fair.
a brunette. What do you think, Garrett? Do you like her better as a blonde or a brunette?
Ooh. I mean, I typically go brunette over blonde, but I don't know. I think like she was a pretty blonde.
She was a very
I like
pretty
her natural
blonde.
color.
She looked very good at both options. Excellent choices. But I don't know. I kind of felt like she had a fun vibe to her when she was a brunette. Eh, could
She's
just be personal preference. Could be,
yeah,
you know,
it was trying a whole new
trying
life, a
a
different
new look.
personality, somebody that
Different.
might not cut your thumbs off.
Yes, someone who wears different lipstick, different perfume, different style of dress, doesn't cut off
Less
your
tongue.
thumb, less tongue, more, fucking Alfred Molina. Point is, she wants to fuck Michael Madsen. Both the science lady and the alien want to fuck Michael Madsen, but science lady gets to him first. So,
Yes, she says when he knocks on the door. Yes.
yes. Oh my god. And so they're gonna hook up. And you know what? Good point for, points to our alien. She is so quick to change directions when Alfred Molina walks in and is like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "Waiting for you, obviously."
Checks out. Yeah,
Checks
he
out.
walks into his room, a beautiful woman he's never seen before is just
Yep.
in his room, and when she says, "I'm here to have sex with you," he's just like, "Yes, you are."
Yes.
I
Yeah. I will question none of this. And he's like, "What about protection?" She doesn't answer. He doesn't push the issue. He's just willing to go for it.
he really lets that go quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
your brain when it is the blood's rushing elsewhere,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
he doesn't have time to think scientifically,
Nope.
and
The scientific method would have proved, like, hypothesis, this woman wants to fuck me because I'm really attractive. And, like, you go through the steps and you would have come up with the result of, like, no, that's not. No, my hypothesis has been proven incorrect. She's probably an alien who wants to mate with me and then destroy me. Is probably what he would have come up with if there were any blood left in his brain, which there wasn't. But yeah, she's riding on top of him, and there's a very cool shot of like the spikes coming out of her spine as she's riding him. It's fun. I enjoyed it.
this is our only true sex scene in the
Yeah,
film.
you wouldn't think it'd be this hard for this woman that she only gets to have sex the one time. You know, she's been in LA for like 3 days.
Yeah,
It's hard
it
out there.
everybody's too nice and needs to go on a week's worth of dates first.
Yeah, they're like, "Can I take you out for dinner?" Come on.
Little
I
did
want
she
to
know
get
she
to
was gonna
know
have to
you.
find a slutty little scientist. Luckily,
Yep. A
Doc Ock
di-
had some tentacles for her.
It's true though.
I
And
loved the end of this sex scene because it like implies that he just comes really fast.
oh
And
yeah.
then what is the I wrote the line down that he says. Oh, he comes really fast. She has a look of disappointment on his face, and he says in his British accent, "I enjoyed that immensely."
And then she's like, "It's starting," and he looks really excited, like, "What?" And I'm like, "What do you think she's coming now? Now that you're like what? What is wrong with you?" And she's like, "No, the
The baby's
the
already
baby's
kicking.
coming." And he starts to laugh at her, like, "Oh, you stupid, stupid woman! Ha ha ha!"
You dumb slut. When really he's the dumb slut.
He is the dumb slut, and he has to die for it. So, whoopsie
I
doodle.
kind of wish he got like a cooler death. It's more of an off-screen.
Yes.
He gets
The
tentacled too, though, with all the back tentacles, right? Like they
Yes, the back tentacles come at him, and meanwhile, Forrest Whitaker has sensed that something is wrong, and so he grabs everyone. He interrupts Michael Madsen and the science lady, who thankfully have finished what they were doing, so they can take a quick break before round two.
they they're having a nice little thing, and like as he knocks on their door to interrupt, he's like, "They're angry that I've interrupted coitus." Like they're angry. They're angry. He's so good at knowing what people are feeling.
He really is. And so they're about to break down Alfred Molina's hotel door when she just comes busting out through the walls.
This whole finale seems so 90s sci-fi
Yes.
action movie-ish. Like
Abso-fucking-lutely.
we just end in like some mysterious underground cavern
Like
that's
LA has,
beyond
we
the
all
sewers.
know. We all know that LA has these sewers that lead into creepy underground caverns that are filled with oil. There's oil pits. Yeah, that's a thing. Know, that's yeah, that seems legit.
They have a
No.
wide range of guns that they're following her down with. We get to see Ben Kingsley get jawed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because they see that Alfred Molina's dead, and they go chasing after her. They're like, "It's fine. There's fire doors down there. There's no way she'll get out." And it's like, well, she burst through one wall already. I don't know why you think she wouldn't be able to burst through another wall. And oh, shocker, she did. And she goes down into the sewers. They're chasing her. They got guns. And I'm like, does the molecular biologist know how to fire this military assault rifle? Does Ben Kingsley even
It's
know?
not molecular science, kid.
You pointed at the
It's a
bad
real
guy.
point and click adventure.
Yeah, so they're running through the sewers, and Ben Kingsley is starting to get real huffy. He's like, "Forrest Whitaker, which way did they go?" And he's like, "I don't know, my powers suddenly don't work underground or something, I don't know."
His signal is blocked by all of the
Ah,
concrete and rock.
you can't figure it out. And so Ben Kingsley's getting real snippy and sees bubbles from the water underneath, and for some reason doesn't just shoot, and instead is like, "Huh? Oh," giving her plenty of time to pop out of the water and yeah.
What do you think? Like, because it has made us wait, other than in the nightmare flashes she has, to see the alien. Like, there is a long wait for the reveal of the full
Yeah.
gal.
You get bits
Is
and pieces of it. You get the boobs with the boob tentacles, or you get the spikes, but this is, you're right, the first time you see it in all of its full glory.
what do you think? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, was it worth the wait? Or do you think like it was, I don't know. She's very metallic.
It's
Certainly not as good of a costume as the xenomorph.
No, it certainly doesn't hold up to the xenomorph, and I think there's a little bit of squishiness with some of the effects. The practical effects on this look really good. The CG stuff does not look as good. It doesn't hold up after 30 years, shockingly.
Well,
Um,
only the full alien though. I think like the effects when she's like riding him and the tentacles are coming out of
yeah.
her back, like some of that stuff looks really great. Like the cocoon thing and the train actually looked really
Oh, that looked
great.
good. The cocoon looks excellent, and her coming out of the cocoon looks fabulous. Like
Full
it,
nude just
full
sliding out of
nude,
this
boobies
thing.
come slipping right out. Um, but yeah, the effects during this action sequence get a little iffier. Uh, and they're doing their best to disguise it with low lighting and such like that. But it's not. It doesn't work in the same way that the xenomorph worked as just this visceral, gooey. Like she's surprisingly clean looking. She doesn't have the ick factor that the xenomorph
She's a little too
has.
sleek and metallic. Like it's
Yeah,
just like doesn't even really have a scary-ish face. It's like a kind of I mean, it's just like a metal lady
it is. It's a metal lady, but sometimes boobs tentacles pop out.
like that. Haven't seen
Hmm.
that. That's new.
Haven't seen that. That's new. But yeah, so she has her
Poops out a
baby,
little boy.
a little baby who is instantly toddler sized and very
Adorable.
cute. Very cute baby. Um which does seem to imply like an even faster growth than she had because but don't think too much about the science in this movie. They weren't clearly. So, Forrest Whitaker sees the baby. He's like, "Oh, hey, baby, nobody's gonna hurt you. It's okay." And the baby sticks his tongue out like, "Nah."
Yeah, just like mama, too much tongue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But Forrest does not die. He just ends up like clinging to the edge of a cliff because there's cliffs. Don't ask. Don't ask.
An
Don't ask.
earthquake opened up a weird underground cavern or something was the basically, it seemed like they had a leftover set from something else.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And so, there's some struggling with you uh Michael Madsen is getting choked by a boob tentacle, not the way he wanted to die, I get the feeling. And then we light the oil on fire so that we can have a cool Terminator style, like melting into the fiery pit sort of
Geiger
deal.
didn't like it. He said it was too much like T2 and Alien 3.
I mean, he's not wrong. It's definitely pulling from those as inspiration.
He said you
And
gotta
uh
shoot it in the head to make it a little different.
and so yeah, Madsen and Science Lady are trying to pull Forrest Whitaker up, but the alien pops out of the fiery oil and grabs his leg and is trying to drag Forrest Whitaker down. And Michael Madsen grabs a gun and points it at her face and says the iconic line, "Let go, you motherfucker." I was so deeply underwhelmed. Shoots her in the face, and that's that right there.
Other than we see a mouse or a rat dragging away one of the booby tentacles that got cut off earlier
Yep.
and then disappears, a rat looks at another rat, and then the rat
The
shoots
rat
its long tongue out. Credits.
the rat also uses too much tongue. He's too aggressive with the tongue.
So I think I thought the movie would be a little more erotic. You do see her nude quite a bit.
Quite a bit. You see a lot of boobs.
And for a movie of a lady trying to have sex, it is so hard for her to do. It
Yeah.
is really a hero's journey that when she finally does it, like, I felt like Frodo dropped the ring into to
Is that
Mordor.
exactly the feeling you got of like, her long journey is at an end. She can now peacefully go off into the west.
Now a long walk home.
Yeah, no, she's gonna have the Eagles take her. It's fine.
Yeah, I think I thought there would be more there, but as far as, like, it wasn't not erotic, it was
No, it wasn't, but I feel like the movie has a bigger reputation for eroticism than it actually has eroticism in it. Because yeah, you hear sexy alien human hybrid fucks her way across LA trying to mate and make more aliens, and you do kind of think that you're gonna get more fucking.
I'll give them this though, as far as the thrills, like her exploding through the bathroom wall and clawing up that lady's back, those thrill moments were pretty great, and to be honest, I liked this team enough that I was concerned for some of the characters that I
Mhm.
would have been a little bummed if they died.
I was a
So I
little
think
bummed that Alfred Molina died. So like, yeah, because he seemed like he was a good natured sort of member of the crew. It's not his fault he was super horny, and there was only one science lady to share between all the men. I hate it when that
how
happens.
dare she not choose him?
No, the
She
problem is
chooses
that
the dumbest guy in the crew.
well, obviously she does. But no, this is Ben Kingsley's problem. He should have made sure that, this is why diversity in hiring is so important and why you need to have parity in equal number of women and men. It's not because women are people and they deserve to make the same money and have the same jobs. No, it is because otherwise your men will get all fighty over the one woman in the group, and then they'll get desperate and end up fucking an alien human hybrid and possibly uh causing the end of all humanity.
Do you wish that there had been further arguing over the use of protection and hear the alien justify why he cannot?
Wait, are you saying that do I wish Alfred Molina had been like, no, seriously, it's the 90s.
It's the 90s. He
We're
tells
worried
him in
about
a
AIDS
decade.
and stuff. We can't just have this isn't the 70s anymore, lady. We can't just have sex all the time. We're worried about AIDS now. So, I'm really going to need to ask that you respect uh, you know, the fact that I would like to use protection.
I'm just saying I would have liked to have seen her back tentacles poke holes in a condom.
I hadn't considered that, but I like it.
Just a little
Just
like he turns to do something and just like bloop, blip, 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 blip,
just
blip,
the tiniest little prick.
blip.
Yeah, Garrett, that's what this was missing. Is that she already learns so quickly. Like she picks up on stuff so fast. And you know what? I could see her learning like what is a condom? That is what men use condoms for. Excellent. How can I get around that since my main goal is to make baby? I could see her learning that pretty quickly.
If she were going to mate with you,
Mhm.
what do you think your red flag would be? Like, what are her senses going to pick up on that she's too choosy to choose you?
Wait, are you so in
And
this scenario,
hypothetically, if she can make
I'm Robbie the rapist that she's deciding not to have sex with after all because she found my insulin or whatever.
she finds your beaties, yeah. Like, what is going to be her ick of,
Uh,
of you?
other than the fact that she's like, "Wait a minute, I can't get any sperm out of this one." You don't think that would be enough?
Give me your ovum.
Give me your ovum. I'm gonna take it back to the lab. I don't know. She probably would find out that I'm I wouldn't say that I have the most childbirth and hips, so if I'm the one who's gonna have to deliver a shit pile of alien babies, I'm probably not the best choice for that. Um,
You're too
I don't
short,
know.
yeah.
Too short. Also, yeah, you're gonna need physically strong, uh, very sexy babies to then go procreate. Filtering throughout the world. I just don't think I'm a good option for that. Garrett, what about you?
Well, I mean, I've been going to the doctor. My spleen's too big and they can't figure out why.
Oh
And it
yeah.
doesn't seem to like I know it's not cancer, but I do have a little too big of a spleen and
She's
I
gonna
don't know if
sniff that out. She's gonna
she's
sniff
like,
it
"What
out
about that
right away.
spleen thing?" I was like, "I don't know, give it a try." Like,
Mm,
what's the worst thing that happens? Like, you just have to ploop out a different baby in 20 minutes?
that's a good point. It's not like it's a real time commitment. The baby
You know, who
came out
gives
so quickly.
what do you give a fuck if your baby has diabetes? Like, I guess, like,
And it
I
can
mean, maybe I
walk
need the
walk
empath to.
Yeah, no, but like the baby can walk and feed, take care of itself, murder within minutes of birth. So it's not like it's a big time investment on raising the young, even. So if the pregnancy lasts 30 minutes max, and infancy through toddlerhood lasts a day, it is not that big of a contest, of a conflict. Just go mate, have more. It's fine. It's taking care of itself.
Holy
Have
shit,
one with a big spleen. Mhm.
do any of the sequels have a boy alien? Like a
I don't
sexy
know.
man alien that's just trying to get laid?
They did point out that a sexy man alien would be far more dangerous because it can impregnate so many more women than, one. But she can have so many babies so quickly that I don't think it's honestly that big of a difference. And she's going to have an easier time getting laid than even the sexiest man alien. Cuz a man alien comes in with all that tongue and women are going to get turned off.
It's true. Like I'm thinking about that as like he's got too many red flags. So
Mhm.
we've got
He's too aggressive.
species.
Doesn't seem like he's a real giving lover. You get the feeling he's not going to go down on you. He's not going to be particularly attentive to whether you come or not. I don't think it's going to work out too well for him.
Species 4 looks like a porno. But yeah, it looks like these are all ladies. It doesn't look like I get a species man.
See, that's
Species: The
sexism.
Awakening. I get a subtitle. Ooh, maybe
Mm.
that's the TV movie. Um, Kit, take it home.
All right, Garrett. Let's start with the obvious. Were you aroused?
Yes. Yes,
Mm.
ma'am, I was. I liked this alien lady and her quest to fornicate,
Mm.
and
Very relatable. Very
yeah,
relatable.
it's just being a human.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to
It's
find the
hard out
right
there.
person,
Hard out there on the dating
hard to
scene.
yeah, hard to find the right one,
If only she
and
had Hinge back then, that would have been really helpful for her.
she I think yes, we see her topless a great
A
deal
lot.
throughout this movie, but the pants, the bra, the fanny pack, that
That
got
was the
me
best
right
look.
up top. That was my look for the movie where I was like, "Yeah, this is my gal. I'm in." So as far as eroticism, like, I don't know,
Uh-huh.
3, 3.5. Like, I don't think I have
Really?
to go, like, full low on it. Though it as I think about our last 90 minutes of conversation, very little of it was sex. It was mostly just
Mhm.
alien movie.
Mhm. Um, so I would put it more at 1.5 or a 2. There were nice boobies. If you're into the male body, you see a teeny bit of root, and that's about it.
Root's
Um
worth half a point at least.
Root's worth half a point. That's where that comes in. It's 1 point for the boobies that are very nice boobs, and you do get a lot of them, and you get a little bit of root. But I don't know. For me, it was always very quickly interrupted by like really gross tentacle stuff, which is a bit of a downer for me. I'm not into it like you. I'm
Tentacles are
sorry.
uric.
Yes, I'm sorry. I know I'm a weirdo.
You seem like you'd be into tentacles. You look like you own like, I bet there's a manga in that room you're in right now.
I mean, not this room. All right. Were you thrilled, Garrett?
Yes. I
Really?
wouldn't say it was super high, like, I mean, they're going for alien-like thrills.
Mhm.
Obviously not succeeding to, like, the level of a five-star alien
No,
movie, but
Alien and Aliens both get you 5 stars worth of thrills. This does not compare in that
I
on
love when
that
they blew
scale.
that lady up with the rockets, though.
Mhm.
So that was that
And I
was
was on the edge of my seat worried about that poor kidnapped woman. Every time she's with somebody, you get they do a pretty good job of it being both like, "Ooh, this is sexy," but also, "Oh no, oh god, what is she gonna do to this guy?"
Yeah, and her the kidnapping of that lady, You know what? I feel like with this, I'm gonna go like 2.5, 3.
I was gonna put it solidly at a 3.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I think this movie is more thrilling than erotic, but I think that is also based on how into tentacles you are.
It does. That is an important factor to consider. And would you ruin your life for a sexy blonde alien human hybrid?
Yeah, I think on paper I would usually say no, but it's like I gotta go see what's in that fanny pack.
Oh, god damn it, Garrett.
I'll pay
You
for your
know
health insurance. What do
it's
you yeah,
not it's not condoms in that fanny pack. I'm just gonna warn you up top.
good.
I'll put a baby in you.
I need full feeling on this one. I need all the pleasures, and she better not put any on those tentacles.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? In terms of like how much child support you're gonna have to be paying for that kid, it is not long. Number one, kid eats rats or whatever. It does not need a lot of food. Number two, it's grown out of diapers by day two. That's cheap as fuck. Uh, don't have to worry about most of the expenses associated with having a kid. It's gonna be 18 in like a week and a half. Don't even worry about it.
It does suck that, like, you came once and in, like, a week and a half, I'm already paying for college.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
But I might
You
send
did
him to
not have
trade
enough
school.
time.
I think we're
Yeah,
going
you did.
trade school because at this point, that's a better option anyway.
Plus, he still has to learn. He's not going to be ready for college right off the bat because he won't have had time to learn basic math yet. So he's got a lot of remedial schooling to do. I do have the question though, like she grows up so quickly. You do kind of start to worry if like she's going to hit menopause in like 2 days. And that's why she has this
The the
insane
the urgency,
biological
yeah.
drive is that like my god, her lifespan is so short that, the clock's ticking and I mean by seconds, not months, not years, but every second brings her closer to infertility.
Good point. I do have a feeling in my soul
Mhm.
that they are going to always peak at hotness. They are just
And
going to,
then
like, plateau at hotness, and they're just a hot lady for
a
the
hot
rest of
lady
life. We don't
until they die, and they're
yeah.
at peak fertility forever. And they live a normal human lifespan is just that they lived 70 years, all of them being 24 looking.
Yeah, they
That's
are
the
the
dream, man.
that was Geiger saying, like, throughout all the Alien movies, they're always like, "It's the perfect specimen. It's the perfect life form."
Mhm.
Nuh-uh, nuh-uh, not
Mm-mm.
hot enough.
Not
Yeah,
hot enough.
the
Honestly,
alien is sleek, but it is n
I'm not seeing a lot of downsides, come to think of it, now that we're talking about it, to letting them take over, right? So what? Like we still have human DNA in there, right? We still look like hot humans. We get to be hot humans. We don't have to deal with the long, protracted childhood,
clean
and all
unusable or
clean,
clean
free
energy for
energy.
free energy.
I am seeing so few downsides. I, for one, welcome our alien overlords. Let's get it. Let's do it.
I have certainly in my lifetime had more incompetent bosses than this alien life form is going to be. So,
Absolutely.
you know what? And government isn't working.
Mhm, mhm. And think of
Like,
how many problems are solved just by having the free energy alone. Maybe we're living
yeah,
in a utopia. We don't even need to have jobs. We just fuck all day. Garrett? All
this
day, all
sucks
night.
because if we had just let it do what it was going to do instead of let the ET government get involved,
Mhm.
this
She
is
probably wouldn't have killed anybody. She just would have had sex, walked away, and then had her babies, and none of this nobody would even have known that this had happened.
so
It
based
would have
on
been
when this came out,
pleasant.
who was would this have been Clinton's fault?
1995, yeah, that's Clinton.
Yeah, just another thing to blame the fucking Clintons for. I
Thanks a lot, Slick Willie.
Jesus
What like
Christ.
Slick Willie wouldn't have been in favor. He would have been 100% pro sexy alien human hybrids. 100%. I believe Ben Kingsley didn't inform his higher ups about this, and that's why he was trying to hide it all. It's cuz he's embarrassed that he fucked it up so bad.
The problem is he got too into those aliens, and now he had to fuck it up for all of us so that his wife
Yeah.
doesn't find out what he was doing with these hot young interns.
So selfish.
Oh, what an asshole. Yeah, what about
Yeah.
you? I mean, I think you might have talked yourself into ruining your life for this, like,
Suddenly
better
I'm
life we could
feeling
live.
like I wanna ruin my life. Like, it seems like pregnancy's a lot of faster, quicker, easier. I'm not seeing a whole ton of downsides. So, but if I am going to get tentacle murdered afterwards, if I am gonna get back spiked, then that's gonna be a hard pass for me. I'm sorry.
It is quick.
I don't care. It isn't quick for that guy who got drowned. That looked very prolonged and unpleasant.
I'm willing to take my chances.
Well, you know what? That's your right as an American, to say that you are willing to take your chances with the booby alien. Meanwhile, I'm gonna wait until they're a little more established in society and they don't feel like they need to kill everyone they fuck. But that's just me.
That's just you, and everybody's entitled to
So
ruining their life
true.
for somebody, in the way they choose, potentially. Hey,
Yeah.
happy Halloween, everybody. Thanks for joining us
Yeah.
on this semi-erotic horror movie. We're gonna do one more in a couple weeks. I think I know what we're gonna do, but we will see.
Mm?
We will see. Honestly, I kind of want to keep it in 1995.
Yeah, I'm sure there are others.
But yeah, if you want to questions, comments, concerns, erotic thriller club at gmail.com, at erotic thriller club on Instagram. I've been really bad about updating stuff on there, and but I do check it. So if you need to message us, we're there. We're there. We're
Mhm,
to talk to
mhm.
you. Kit.
Tell your friends, if you liked hanging with us, and invite more people to join the club. We always love seeing new people. So,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I got to
it's
say.
insane to me the number of listeners that have been popping up in England.
Hey, hello across the pond.
Yeah, I don't know why. It seems like it's really taken off in England. Uh, I don't know why. I appreciate you. You seem to be telling people over there because
Love that.
I'm seeing downloads pop up all over the country over there, and that is fun. I'm actually seeing a lot in Europe and just just overseas. We honestly at this point probably have more overseas listeners than in the United States, and that's weird. Don't know why. Love it. Glad you're here.
Not complaining.
But as always, thank you for listening. We love you. Hey, we want to shake you naked and eat you alive.